What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. Whew. Let's get right into this, guys. Let's jump right into this. What a hell of a night we've had last night, right, guys? But if you were like me, or if you've been listening, right? Obviously, I'm not here giving out financial advice, but I swear I've been screaming that we are not out of the woods and that we were probably going to see more pain. And that's exactly what we saw last night, what we've seen the last few days, and what we've seen pretty much for the last few weeks, right, guys? So I hope you're hanging in there. Again, welcome, guys. Happy Friday. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. Everybody still has all their fingers. I still have mine, even though I was shooting off some crazy fireworks. We'll talk about that in a little while. Jay, what's going on? Owen Flips in the house. Rodney, what's going on, guys? I know we're a little early. I did drop in the Discord that we are going live, so I'm gonna give everybody a few. I'll give everybody a few minutes, a few seconds, and then we'll jump right into it. And if they're late, they're late. They'll have to come back. Let's go. If you guys can hear, just cracked open the first iced tea for the day. Cheers to everybody. Hope you guys. We're going to be all right, guys. We're going to be good. Don't worry. All right, so let's see here. Make sure you guys slap those likes. Let's go. We got 8 people in here, 3 likes. Let's go. Let's slap them. All right, so let's jump right into this, guys. So what in the hell happened last night, guys? What happened last night? Well, I will tell you, I was up all night. And it wasn't like I was so scared or anything like that. I was just up all night because I was buying. I told you guys last night that it was like I was a kid in a candy shop and I had been waiting to strike. And boy, last night it started to happen. It really did. We could see, and we'll pull up the charts here. As far as Bitcoin last night, man, we were just going and going and going and going. We actually found a beautiful spot to bounce right here at this 53, basically the 53.6 area. We did find that support. I was like, which one are we going to find support? Was it going to be here? And we kind of looked like we were. Nope. Came down. Was it going to be 55? Looked like it for a second. It just kept going. It was like getting on a roller coaster. And it's like you're coming down and you kind of plateau. And then you think, all right, the dips are over. Nope. The dips are going. We're going to keep going. And that's exactly what we saw last night. So for right now, we have bottomed out. Now, you guys know how it is. There's going to be certain levels that I'm going to show you that if we don't exceed these levels, I'm not going to say that we're out of it, right? You guys, the other day, we saw this where Bitcoin briefly bounced up to, I think, 64,000. And I told you guys, I said, listen, I'm glad that we're up today, but we haven't hit any spots really to give me indicators that we're just completely out of this and we're going to start running back up. And sure enough, within the next few days, that's when we started to drop even more. But it was slow paced. Last night, what we saw was some big movements down. And we've kind of been covering who the hell is causing these drops. And we're going to get into all this. And I want to explain and give you guys hopium that this isn't a market thing. This isn't a Bitcoin thing. This isn't a crypto crypto's done with or anything like that. This is what we've been covering. The 2 big stories that are going on, why we're seeing such a big sell pressure for right now, right? So let's see here. Old, what's going on? Cheers, Jojo. BP in the house, what's going on, bro? And Shazan, what is going on, guys? So looks like we don't have our whole squad in here today, but I know we're a little early, so it is what it is. It's Friday, guys. Usually we don't even stream on Fridays, but I was like, you know what? Definitely had some time today with the holidays yesterday and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to jump in. And obviously with everything that's going on, we have to jump in and see what's going on. So with Bitcoin right now, we are sitting at around 56,700. We have come up. This is on the 2-hour chart, guys. We have come up and we have bounced and hit our head on the 20-day SMA moving average right here. This was at around 56. Looks like about 50, almost 57,000 is where we pretty much hit our head. And that's going to be our 20-day simple moving average is where we hit our head. One thing I am seeing for right now is we are finding some support. And let's zoom in a little bit more. Let me see here. We're on the 2-hour. Let's just look at like the 30-minute real quick. So what I am seeing is that so far we have formed, this is on the 30-minute, we have formed at least one candle, whether it's green or red, finding some support so far at the 56.6. I'm not sold yet that we're going to hold this level, right? The market is open today, obviously the U.S. markets and stuff like that. We're going to cover job reports. For whatever reason, TradingView was telling me that job reports was going to get released at 2 o'clock today. Well, I don't know if I saw it wrong or if they put it on their on TradingView incorrect, but it came out at like 8 o'clock this morning. If I'd have known that, we probably would have streamed earlier this morning. But we're going to cover the job reports as well. And I think that, I told you guys, if we hit certain levels, that was probably going to give us some kind of a boost. And that's pretty much what happened here. So Flip's in the house with the $20 super chat, bro. What is going on, bro? Thank you so much, Flip. I salute you, bro. Thank you so much for that $20. Said, my man, please cover Billy and Jason on Solana. We will pull those up. That is the first projects for DeFi. You have my word. We're going to pull those up here in a few minutes. So just bear with me, bro. Thank you again, bro, for the $20, man. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And Shazan's flipping out, guys. Make sure you hit that like, because Shazan, if you guys don't hit the like, he's going to start calling you guys out. So just do us all a favor here. Right now, just hit the like. It takes 2 seconds. Just hit the like. I'd appreciate that. Shazan, get him. Get him, Shazan. Flip, thank you so much for the $20 super chat, bro. I really do appreciate that. More than you can even imagine, man. And we're going to cover that right now. So like I said, Bitcoin, you know, right now we're trying to find that support at the 56.6. We have so far, waiting to see if we're going to form any other candles above. That'll give us some good indications that we're probably going to hold some of these levels. We'll see how it goes, because you can see right now Bitcoin is technically coming back down to retest these levels. So like I said, guys, definitely we're nowhere near out of the woods whatsoever on the traditional market. Bitcoin, I mean, we're going to cover a couple of things here. You can see for right now, Bitcoin is down for the 7-day, for the week, down 9%. That's a big drop for Bitcoin. Ethereum is down to 14%, guys. BNB, 14%. Solana, 7.5%. XRP, 12%. Freaking Dogecoin down 20%. Cardano, 10%. Avalanche, 13%. Shiba Inu, 19%. And remember, guys, this is after they've already bounced a little bit, right? Imagine last night when we were going through it, Bitcoin was down over 10%. Ethereum was down 16, 17% for the week as of last night. They've retraced somewhat, but like I said, we're nowhere near that, like we're out of the woods here, because we could easily come right back down. And we're going to cover a couple things that I'm going to show you guys that I want to make sure you guys understand what we've been covering already, but the reason why I think we might not have seen it all yet, right? We might not have seen it all yet. So don't go running off saying that you just bought the dip and it's over with. V-shaped recovery coming up. So let's see here. Looking at the bubbles for the day, obviously we're going to see nothing but a sea of red. It actually blows my mind, but I guess it kind of makes sense with the market kind of retracing a little bit, seeing some kind of a relief. We are seeing some projects like Dog with Hat, Quant. What is this one right here? Multiverse is up. DYDX is up. Yeah, so I mean, nothing too crazy. BONK is up technically 2%, but you can see majority of the market obviously is still in the red. All right, guys, so let's jump into what we got going on. But first, I have to give my boy Flip his time. So he was asking real quick, what about Billy? What about Billy? And we obviously have NFK, No FUD Koala, sticking right here. This is our native token. If you guys haven't already seen it, make sure you guys check this out. We're at about $100,000 market cap. So this is a freaking beautiful time. We are literally in this buy zone right now. Can't tell you, can't stress it enough. Every time we've been in this area, it might take a little bit of time, but we always end up recovering and freaking 10xing from where we're at right now. I think the hard part is us holding those gains, right? Because we always end up, making it out of where we're at right now, and we end up 10, 20xing. It's really holding the game. Oh my, Flip. Now I know why you're throwing these big dollars out, bro. You're up like crazy right now, bro. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Flip. My boy's been, Flip. Let me know, bro. I'm talking straight to you. So are you still holding? Obviously, this project looks like it has been just straight ripping, dude. And it's like I feel like every time we pull this project up that we've been saying the same thing. Couple things, obviously it's going to sound like a broken record, but this project has been out for what? 18 days, and it is still trending in the top 10 for Solana, right? Still trending in the top 10 for Solana. Volume, $25 million in volume. That's probably more volume than some of the bigger projects that are on the central exchanges, right? Another thing too is what I've been telling you, Flip, and everybody that's watching this, is that as long as we're holding above the 236 fib right here, this project is most likely going to continue to make new highs, right? And we talked about this last time when Flip was asking me about the project. I said, listen, I'm still very bullish. I'm gonna actually move this trend line real quick because I'm just noticing it looks like, yeah, I'm gonna move that trend. So, but what I was saying was last time we spoke, I said, listen, as long as this thing is staying above the 236, you guys always know what I say about this, right? As long as these projects stay above the 236, it's still going to be very bullish, meaning Billy could right now crash probably 10%, stay above the 236 at around the 13, and still tomorrow come back and make all-time highs, right? As long as it's staying above this 236, obviously it's going to be continuously killing it. Now, we always say if it breaks the 236, it's not the end of the world. 382 obviously is another spot, probably the line in the sand for Billy, I would say, as far as it staying bullish, right? The 382 is going to be obviously the next line in the sand, but it's where basically the trend line that we just basically formed as far as staying above, that's where you're going to want to see. So this, you've seen it plenty of times where it's come up, bounce off the trend, come up, bounce off the trend, come up. This thing could easily come back, break the 236, come back around the 382, bounce off the trend, which is around 10 cents, and continue its move up. I would say personally though, that it's getting to the point where like right now it's on such a crazy pump. It's up 40%. If this thing was to drop down to the trend, let's see if it'll let us map it out. But you're talking about a possible 35% drop on the project. That could possibly spook some people and probably maybe start a cascade event as far as selling off. So with that being said, I personally, Flip, if I was in this project, my opinion, 236 is going to be the line in the sand that I'm going to want to hold at around that 13.4, 13.5 area. If we can at least hold that area and find it as some support, if we even come down to it, that's going to be a spot where we're going to stay bullish. If we break below that 13.4, 13.5, that's where you're going to need to start kind of making some of those hard decisions on if you need to maybe reposition yourself, and maybe brace for some kind of a drop down. Because I will say, project still trending top 7. The liquidity is up there. Market cap is absolutely ripping, $170 million. The volume, over 25 million now that we're talking. I mean, the project has everything checked out. The only thing I will say is every project does the same, where they will run, not every project, but I'm saying like you'll see these bigger projects like Dog with Hat when they first came out, BONK, Myro, a lot of these projects, they ripped for the first month and then they had some kind of a retracement, right, for a brief time, and then ended up making and coming right back out. I don't know if you want to play your cards and if you can maybe catch somewhat of a top and then reposition yourself when you maybe see somewhat of a retracement on this project. That might be a good play where you could use the same liquidity and double your positions, right? But it seems like this project, not only it does the little doggy so cute, right? We all love dogs around here and all animals. But other than that, it seems like this project really is, it's like, it feels like it's one of those projects that are going to be around for a while, right? It feels like one of those projects like a Myro, like a BONK, that probably will be around for a while and most likely get on some central exchanges as well, and really probably break out to probably a pretty high market cap, given that it started off just right here on DeFi. So definitely looks like a legit project, bro. And I'm hoping, I'm glad that you you said you were holding. Good, bro, because I mean you're up like crazy right now. So that's awesome, man. And then Jason, I'm guessing this is Jason Derulo. 23. Jason's been holding. It's been Uh, I mean, it really, it's still top trending number 23. It definitely doesn't look anything like what Billy looks like, right? But I mean, the project doesn't look terrible. You know, I saw some people buying in on this, and I was honestly expecting this project to, have a run and then have a run, towards the downside. In my opinion, it's held longer than I thought it was, right? But this project, I'm a little different as far as like, all the bullishness of what Billy had. This project looks like it was really trying to stay up, but you can see that it started its downward move, right? Trend is your friend. You can see that it is moving down, making lower highs as we move. So I don't know if you're up, down on this project. I would just be cautious. I mean, obviously the market cap doesn't look bad. Liquidity's not terrible, $700,000. Volume, 4.6 million. So the project is still moving. There's still a lot of moving parts as far as money coming in and out of the project. But looking at the charts, you can see it is on the way, or it looks like it's on its way down, right? So I don't know if you want to maybe try to reposition yourself if this is something long term. But I will say, with these artists projects, we saw it with like Waka Flocka. We saw it with Mother, which was Iggy. A lot of these other, they come and they go, right? They come and they go. Very rarely do they stay for a while. That one, Billy, that you picked, that just so happens to be just a project that is stayed in the mainstream. The fact that it's on the top 10, you have a lot of people that are beginner buyers on Solana and stuff like that just come onto the decks and they look at the top, those top 10, top 20 projects, and they're like picking between those, right? So that's why you're seeing Billy with the volume staying up like crazy, and it looks like it's just relatively staying, making new highs. This project's a little bit different. Like I said, it did have a nice run, but you can see since then it has been moving towards the downside. So I would say if you're looking to, hold on for dear life, 786 would be the line in the sand as far as breaking below. I think if it breaks below the 786 and comes back down to these levels, you might start seeing more of some downward movement continuing. Eventually, it's going to get to a crossroad where it's going to probably just go down to the abyss, or it's going to find some spot and it's going to start bouncing. Maybe you'll get one more nice little blimp towards the upside for this project. So a little different on this one compared to Billy. Billy just looks fantastic. This project just looks like one of those, normal Solana projects that had a nice run, and now it's kind of going down, and you might trend sideways for a while, holding on to your position before maybe possibly seeing some kind of a move towards the upside. So, but we'll see how it goes. Jason is moving up. I'm trying to flip money into it. I mean, it did move up. You can see it did move up from this bottom, but now look, it got rejected at the trend, and it's to me it just looks like it was like almost like just one of these quick little spurts, and it's gonna probably come back down below the 786. That's what it looks like in my opinion. So, but Billy definitely is looking good, bro. Thank you again for the $20 super chat, bro. I really do appreciate that. Old said if I hit it again, it will remove my like. So you got to hit it 3 times, bro, right? 3? Yeah, you got to hit it 3 times. Uh-oh, guys. Look who came to show her face. Here we go. Get your popcorn ready. We got Crypto Queen in the house. Get your popcorn ready, because she's going to come in here and try to start fighting with me about Jasmy. Like Kermit, I'm drinking my tea. Here we go. I'm just messing with you. What's going on, girl? Long time no talk. How's everything going? How's everything going with you? Make sure we got everything good. How do you guys like the new setup, the background and all that stuff? It's not tripping you out. We're out here in space, in the crypto space. You guys can see the screen good, I hope. Camera's zoomed in on me. Can you guys see the color of my eyes? Can you guys see them? What color are my eyes? Let's do a poll. Then we're going to jump into some serious crypto stuff. All right. All right, so let's just jump right into this, guys. I was just checking Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin has broke that spot that I said I really want to see us, see us hold. I'm not saying it's done with yet. We'll have to see how this candle comes out. This is on the 30-minute, but it did break below the 56.6 that I really was trying to see us hold. So next level for some support, and we'll be obviously live watching it, is going to be this 50-day moving average, 50-day SMA, which is going to be somewhere around the 56.2, 56.3 level is going to be the next spot for some support if we are going to continue to come down. So let's jump right into some stuff here, guys, because this is big. We've been covering it for a while. The damn German government, right? They keep freaking selling, causing this sell pressure. With that mixed in with what we called, what we already been talking about, Mt. Gox, right? Mt. Gox, we're going to cover it on a couple articles, but they basically have been transferring funds. They are pretty much set up to basically, pay back everybody that's been waiting for 10 years for their hacked, crypto or Bitcoin Cash. It's a bunch of stuff, but the point of the story is if you have the German government that seized over $2 billion worth of Bitcoin that has been selling, right? They've already sold hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin on the open market. And then you have Mt. Gox transferring, I think it was like over $1 billion worth of assets, Bitcoin and stuff like that. Now, we did cover, I really do think that this sell pressure is majority from the government, the German government, because we already covered that the Mt. Gox. Majority of those Bitcoins that are getting distributed, they're going to a lot of institutions and companies that actually bought out these people that were waiting for so long. Right, and a lot of times these tend to be long-term holders, right? Whatever you want to call them, hedge funds, whatever the hell they are. These companies, basically they bought these Bitcoin from these people. They set up deals to where whenever they were going to get distributed, they would basically take their holdings for a fraction of the price, right? They paid these people like 5 years ago. Said, listen, if you don't want to wait, this could take forever. We'll give you 70% of what you had in Bitcoin, and we'll just, whenever it basically gets distributed, if it's down the road, a long time, they were obviously trying to scare them, we'll basically take whatever you had. Now remember, these people, if you had $10,000 in Mt. Gox 10 years ago, you're gonna get $10,000, right? It's like a win-lose kind of thing, because they ended up getting the central exchange, if you want to call it, was the only exchange that you could actually trade Bitcoin at the time. This was a long time ago, 2013, right? Well, they got hacked, and they basically were able to recover a majority of that money, and they're giving it back to all the users. But imagine if you had $10,000 worth of Bitcoin freaking back in 2023, and they're about to hand you $10,000 back. They've been holding on to your money. I would be pissed, honestly. I'd be like, yo, screw it. Like, I would have rather lost it. This is a slap in my face. $10,000. This should be $100 million right now, right? I would be freaking pissed, honestly. Pissed. But, like I said, they are at least getting their money that they had in there, but these people were holding on to their money, or whatever, the whole situation, their money was held up for a very long time. So I would be pissed. But the point of what I'm getting to is, we covered an article, I think it was like 60% of the Bitcoins are going into a lot of these bigger funds that already hold on to massive amount of Bitcoin. They're long-term holders. The other 30-40% are going back to the users that were able to stick it out. We'll have to see how it goes, if they're going to sell or if they're going to hold on to it. But I really, in my opinion, don't think that this big sell pressure that we've seen is majority from Mt. Gox. I think 90% of it is coming from the German government, them causing sell-offs, them scaring people, and we're going to cover this, but they've sold off, remember I told you, $2 billion they've seized, right? They sold off a big chunk, hundreds of millions. They still technically have around $2 billion of Bitcoin. $2 billion of Bitcoin, guys. That's why I'm telling you guys to be just cautious, because they're selling in increments, right? And that's why we'll just go back real quick. When you look at the charts, they've been doing this for the last week, and you can see when you look at the charts, that's why we're seeing sell-offs, then kind of a rebound, sell-offs, kind of a rebound, sell-offs, and then we could kind of just sideways sell-offs, rebound, a big sell-off. Now we're getting a rebound. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to exactly work like that, but this is why we're seeing what we're seeing, right? And really, that was me zoomed out. They had been selling for the last like 2 weeks, and that's why you're just seeing us getting, your emotions are up and down, right? One day we're looking like we're about to retrace, or we're starting to retrace, and then it's like you wake up the next day and Bitcoin's at farther bottoms, right? We've made another low locally. So German lawmaker calls for government's recent mass Bitcoin sell-off not sensible. So, and what they're pretty much saying, before we even read into it, is that, you know, this person is knowledgeable in crypto, and they're like looking at the government like, what the hell are you doing right now? You're selling Bitcoin for the German currency when we can just print the German currency. Why would you sell something that has a worth in dollars, in US dollars? Why would you sell that for more of our paper money that we can just literally print whenever the hell we want, right? And then how they're doing is they're selling it on freaking Coinbase and Kraken and stuff like that, like beginners, you know? I saw, I don't remember who it was, but some billionaire offered the government, the German government, to buy all their Bitcoin from them, right? To stop selling it on the damn market, right? They said they will buy all their Bitcoin from them, you know, and they're basically trying to get them to stop selling on the freaking market. But it's like whoever is in charge of their financial assets or whatever their hacked financial assets is like, you know, like has like a 3rd grade education level as far as financing and stuff like that is what it seems. So Jonah Kodar, a member of the German, let's see here, Bundestag federal parliament on Thursday, and forgive me if anybody's German in here, like, damn Americans, slammed the government's recent mass Bitcoin sell-off, calling it nonsensical and counterproductive. The Bitcoin advocate, who last year supported recognizing Bitcoin as legal tender in Germany, wrote on X, she believes holding Bitcoin as a strategic reserve currency rather than selling on a large scale. And I mean, like I told you guys, this lady knows what she's talking about. She's literally telling them, like, why are we selling something that is worth, it's like basically finding, and you guys know I'm not real big on gold or any of that stuff, but it's like finding the biggest diamond in the world, you know, and basically just going to sell it at a fraction of the price, you know, just to get, you know, some money in your bank account. And when the government, it's the German government, guys, you know they're not broke for the most part. So Kodar has sent letters explaining her grievance to Michael. They're gonna have me struggling here with these German last names. Is that Krentschemir, member of the Christian Democratic Union, the CDU, Christian Linder, a federal minister of finance, and the Chancellor Olaf Scholz. I am writing you today to urge you to avoid a hasty sale of Bitcoin in state ownership. Instead of selling, I recommend developing a comprehensive Bitcoin strategy. This could include keeping Bitcoin in the treasury, ensuing Bitcoin bonds, or creating a conducive regulatory environment. Smart, lady, smart. Additionally, Kodar has also listed down arguments explaining why a massive Bitcoin sell-off couldn't be a sensible decision. She wrote that Bitcoin offers a unique opportunity to be a part of a diversification of the treasury. This mitigates risk assets and excessive exposure to traditional asset classes, she noted. Johanna highlighted Bitcoin's deflationary nature, which would serve as a hedge against inflation and currency devolution. Further, she also stressed how holding Bitcoin could promote involution, technical advancements, and strength in Germany's economic sovereignty. You know, we've been saying this. So Kodar's criticism comes hours after Germany transferred another 1,300 Bitcoins on July the 4th. And what did we see last night? The assets were transformed in portions to exchanges including Coinbase, Kraken, and Bitstamp. Are these freaking people like, is this, I remember the first time I traded, bro. Like, is this what, I feel like these people, whoever is running this is like, this is so unheard of. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. This is going to go back. I'm telling you, this is going to be like in the history books of cryptocurrency. And people in 50 years from now and 100 years from now in Germany are just going to be like, what in the F was going on with these freaking boomers? Because you know it's probably some people that are like 70 years old that are just like, I hate Bitcoin. You know, in German, they're probably saying that, you know, and they're just like, screw them. Additionally, the German government has transferred another 1,700 Bitcoin valued at 98.76 million to an external address per mempool.space. These mass Bitcoin sell-offs in recent times have fueled speculations within the crypto community, fueling market slump. The Bitcoin market price is 54,168 at press time, which is 4.28% drop in the last 24 hours. And what they say was that for them, when it came out, it was at 54.1. So obviously this article came out this morning because we've obviously seen a little bit, somewhat of a retracement as of now for Bitcoin, right? So they were talking about when we were basically at the bottom. So let's see here. Jasmy's in the house. What's going on? Bob Marley said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing because every little thing's going to be all right. Hey, I like that, bro. Old said he likes the background. It is pretty dope, bro. It is pretty dope. You guys, if you can see, there's the helmet. There's like a little cat that'll come flying by too. Maybe we can't see it. You know what? I'll move the screen. You guys want to see the screen behind? Let's see. Let's see. Where's the cat? Xbox game. There's the cat. But yeah, so I honestly, you know, and this is what I wanted to get it. Listen, guys, if you're listening to anything, listen to what I'm saying here. With the government, the German government selling off, this is not a Bitcoin thing where we're like, oh my God, you know, the whole market's crashing because, you know, we're just in a bear market. No, this is something that is just one of those one-off things that does happen in crypto. It happens. And back in 2021, you know what caused a lot of our crashes was China. Believe it or not, China. They would come out every 6 months and be like, we're banning crypto and ban their citizens from trading crypto and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, 2021, it happened like 3 times. They literally did the same thing and it kept crashing the market, you know? But every time we retraced, right? Sometimes it took a little bit longer than others. But the point of what I'm getting to is that this is not something that we saw 2 years ago in a bear market where just everything was just nosediving because we were in a bear market. This is happening short term because we're seeing sell pressure from the German government. Now, when is it going to stop? That's obviously what we don't know, and that's why I'm telling you guys to just be careful. You know, obviously I'm out there, I'm dollar cost averaging in and getting in on some good positions, but I'm not just putting everything in at once. I'm slowly but surely buying, right? I'm surely I lost what I was going to say, but I'm buying back in, you know what I'm saying, on a lot of these positions that I sold off on a few months ago when they were at all-time highs. Now, a lot of them have retraced massive amounts, so I'm just eating up the dips, right? But slowly but surely, that's what I was trying to say. Slowly but surely, you know, so. And with that being said, guys, we thought the job reports Trading View. I'm writing them a letter. right when we get off here. I'm going to be like, Trading View. You son of a beep. I told my channel that you guys that we were going to see the job reports at 2 o'clock, and look at the switcheroo. It was at 8 a.m. They're going to get a letter, guys, so don't worry. Let's see here. So so the U.S. added 206,000 jobs in June as unemployment rate rose to the highest since November 2021. So Bitcoin, and remember, guys, we were looking for we were forecast to have 4%, so it came up a point higher. Remember, I told you guys that was going to be a plus if we were going to come a point higher or more, right? So 4% was where we were forecast to to hit today for our unemployment. If we were going to hit 4% or higher, it was going to be nothing but a good thing for the market. And I was telling you guys this yesterday while we were obviously before the big dip that we saw, that it was probably going to see a positive move in the market. Now, is that why we've retraced some? Possibly. But I also do think it's because Bitcoin had moved down so fast that we're seeing somewhat of a cool off as the German government is asleep most likely over in Europe, but they probably will wake up in a few hours and start to sell pressures all over again, sending them to their Kraken account. Absolutely insane. Crazy times that we're living in here. So Bitcoin dipped a hair on the news, but prices had already crashed over the past 24 hours as markets dealt with the crush of new supply. So, and what they're saying is that what the bad thing on the job report was not the unemployment percent, right? We wanted it to go up, but we wanted the jobs to be added to be down. It was forecast to be around 160. Well, the jobs added was 206,000. So that's more than what we wanted. Now, what does that tell me? That tells me, and I've told you guys this plenty of times, they've already confirmed it, that unemployment's going up, but the job creations is going up as well. That's not supposed to happen unless what you're seeing is a lot of these people that are working minimum wage jobs, or jobs where they're not making a massive amount of money. Obviously, they're having to go get 2 jobs, 3 jobs, right? Or if you're making good money, but you're not able to work full time, you're going to go get another job to where you can fill in that time to where you can get 40 or 50 hours a week, right? So what's happening is a lot of people are going to get second, third jobs, and that's why you're seeing the job numbers going up as far as being created every quarterly. So the U.S. employment market remained reasonably strong in June, with the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reporting Friday that the addition of 206,000 jobs, down from May's 218,000, revised from an original report of 272. And that's another thing too, is what they're finding out is that this the administration right now, so most people are just paying attention to when the numbers come out, right? But like in a week from now, they'll slide out or revise and say, oh, sorry, we made a mistake, it was actually this much or whatever. I don't know why they're doing it or if it's intentional or what, but they keep continuing to do that. So we might see something where the jobs were actually, it was even more jobs being created, aka more people having to take second jobs and third jobs. So modestly topping economics estimates of 190,000. So they were calling for 190. So the unemployment rate in June rose to about 4.1% versus 4% in May, and forecast for 4%. Average hourly earnings rose about 0.3 compared to the forecast of 0.3 and May's 0.4. Looking at the metric on the year-over-year basis, it was higher by 3.9% versus the expectation of 3.9 and the previous month's 4.1 reading. The price of Bitcoin dipped a hair to 55.3 in the minutes following the news, but the drop is negligible given the roughly 10% crash over the past 48 hours as markets dealt with the crush of supply coming from Mt. Gonk's repayment and the German government sales. Ahead of this morning's data, traders were putting nearly zero chance of U.S. federal rate cut in the bank for July. Let's pull that up real quick, actually. So remember, we were at 8%. Yesterday, we were at 8% for this meeting coming up in 25 days. Look at it now. We're at 6.7%. So about 2% shifted over, basically saying that there's going to be no Fed eases coming up in July, which we already knew that, but that just tells you the market is spooked again about the Feds not going to be easing rates in 2024. Now let's look at September. Remember, September was at, I think, 58 or 68% were calling for some kind of an ease. Let's see. Oh, look at that. It rose. It's actually at 70% now. And who has been telling you guys that it's going to happen in September? I swear, I'm telling you, I watch this channel all the time, and I could have sworn I heard somebody saying that there was going to be some kind of a Fed ease, most likely in September. I can't put my hat on who it was, but somebody around here was saying it. Let me see the poll real quick. All right, who the hell's saying I have black eyes? 45% black, 18% brown, and we have 27% green, and we have 9% blue. I'm just gonna end that right now. It's green, guys. Come on. What do you think? I have no soul? You saying I have black eyes? Like I have no soul over here? I'm like a damn like scary movie. Like just can't believe you guys. You know. Art with the no Diddy. What's going on, brother? What is going on? So yeah, so September. Like I said, guys, I've been saying this for the last I feel like I've been saying it for the last 2 months now, since we've been seeing positive CPI reports that we're most likely going to see it in September. Now this could change. This honestly could change. We'll have to see how the next meeting goes in July, because there's going to be obviously the FOMC meeting. The words, I always tell you guys, focus on the words. We're going to have to see what this guy is talking about. Last time he came out pretty freaking hawkish, just really slamming and just batting down any kind of positive, any kind of positive thought that you might see us seeing some kind of a Fed ease anytime soon. So September, honestly, is right around the corner. That's in 2 months from now. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But just jumping back into that article, let's see here. We read through that. So while the headline 2006 jobs added topped forecasts, other data suggests some weakness. May jobs gains has revised down to 218 from 272. In addition, April's originally reported job gain of 165 was revised down to 108. So, and this is what I was telling you guys. So, if you're the current administration, you have election coming up, right? You want to be able to run off of positive news, right? You want to be able to say, you want to be able to say, well, look, we just added 272,000 jobs, right? Well, like I said, they're secretly and just very quietly sliding the paper out and be like, hey, listen, change those numbers. It wasn't 272, it was actually 218, right? And then the other one in April, the same thing happened. They're like, oh, it wasn't, let's see here, originally job gained of 100, revised down to, yeah. So here, change this one to in April. It wasn't 165, it was 108, right? That's what they're, and I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's intentional or what. I've never heard of stuff like this happening before, but it keeps to happen every time. So with that being said, what they're saying is this 206,000 jobs, most likely, given the recent history, it'll come back and it was like, oh, it actually did meet expectations of around 190,000. But unfortunately, the numbers are out. People are seeing it now, and it's not the best kind of news. You want to see less jobs being created, whether they're secondhand jobs or whatever the case may be. So, but just finish an article off. It said, in addition, while unemployment rate rose just modestly, the 4.1% reading is the highest level since November 2021. So, like I said, guys, they are looking for, unemployment, unfortunately, to go up, right? And it has been. Now we're at 4.1. They said something. I could have sworn I heard Jerome Powell saying something around 4.2 is what their next level, what they're really looking for. So we'll see how that plays out. Old said, Crip, what's your opinion on the tokenization of real world assets? I find this idea fascinating. If you don't have time today regarding this, no big deal. That's something honestly I'd have to look into, bro. I would have to look into, because that's like something I don't really, I'm not familiar with, right? I'm not familiar with. And I'd have to really honestly, before I even start saying anything, I'd have to honestly look into it. So maybe that's something we can cover on the next stream. All right, so let's jump into a couple of things, guys. I want to show you guys some plays that I'm looking at that I'm very interested in jumping in on now that we have seen the markets come down. Obviously, you guys know that I told you guys I was going to be buying in on Solana's not doing bad. 130, it's back up to 134. It looks good. Keeps hitting his head on the 200-day moving average, though. So you guys, I told you guys there was a couple things that I was looking at. I've been buying in on ALI, right? I told you guys I had been buying in on ALI. ALI is up about 7% right now, so nothing too crazy. I'm holding for the long term for this one. I'm looking for like 10 cents for ALI. This is a cheap AI project that has a very small market cap. Very small market cap, but I definitely have been just buying in and adding right now that it's at around 1 cent. You can see the market cap's at $44 million right now, guys. So this right here, obviously not financial advice, but in my opinion, always see some big burst in prices whenever like something releases with AI. It kind of will run with NVIDIA and stuff like that whenever there's some like good numbers coming out, and you guys can see each time it falls down to the abyss and then it goes on a nice run. Falls down to the abyss, goes on a nice run. We're kind of in that spot where it could chop around sideways for a little while. So I just slowly but surely dollar cost averaging in and just picking up, increasing my bag for this, waiting for this next spurt, possibly up to about 5 to 10 cent on this one, which would be a solid like 8x on your portfolio if you were able to jump in right now. Another project that I was buying in heavily last night, guys, was ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. You guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Obviously, if you're not new to the channel, you guys know that I had been covering ICP, hate it or love it, covering ICP for the last like year and a half. ICP was down to, I think, around $2.90. I was just buying like crazy. I had my average with hundreds of ICP with the goal of getting to the thousands. I never was able to get to it before we started running, but I had a big chunk of ICP. Average was around like $3.50, $3.70, somewhere around there. Well, now that ICP has been coming down like crazy, you guys know I did sell off around $10 whenever we did run. Obviously not catching the top, but doing pretty good. 3x my portfolio on that one. I wasn't too upset, but now that ICP has come down, I have been accumulating ICP, catching the bottom last night under $6, you guys can see. So pretty happy right now as far as buying in and waiting to see if we're going to continue to just keep continuing to see some downward movement, because like I told you guys, as of yesterday, I'm a kid in the candy store and I'm just looking to accumulate slowly but surely. I could have bought in a big chunk of ICP, but I was like, I'm not going to do that necessarily. If I would have done that and caught the bottom, I probably would have been selling off right now just to take that quick, whatever profit that would have been. Let me see here. That would have been about a 14% move, 15% move. So nothing too crazy. I'm not really looking for that right now. If I would have thrown in maybe 10, 20K on it, yeah, I would have picked up that 15%, but I didn't do anything like that. Like I said, right now I'm just buying small increments and just adding to my bag with the intentions of accumulating and finally getting to that goal of getting 1,000 ICP down the road, which, like I said, I could easily do it, but I want to get the best bang for my buck. So I want to make sure that if we do continue to move down, I'm going to take advantage of that. So we bounced at the first spot that I was calling yesterday that I was going to be buying in at around $5.77, somewhere around there. I didn't catch the exact bottom, but somewhere damn near there I did catch. Now, the next spots that I'm looking for, other than that, it's going to be right next to that. It's going to be around the $5.65. And then from there, there's going to be a solid drop if we were to come down to around $4.71. When we start getting to these levels down here, is when I will start buying by the big chunks, right? Just buying bigger chunks if we are able to get down to those levels. With anticipation that even if we're going to sit there for a while, perfectly fine with me. I have patience as long as there's money on the table, right? Another project that I did want to bring up, guys, and if you guys have any questions on DeFi or anything like that, let me know. Another project that I am very bullish on that I freaking was saying I was going to buy. This was back in the bear market just 2 years ago. I was like, I'm buying in on this project, and I didn't do it, right? I didn't do it. Is Ordinals. Ordinals is one of the, not the only, but one of the few that are BRC20 token Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? If you guys don't know anything about Ordinals, check it out. They have some solid fundamentals. Very big on the NFT, big on bringing a lot of stuff into Bitcoin and Bitcoin's technically DeFi space. So you guys should look into this. But the reason why I am looking to start accumulating Ordinals, I was sounding the alarms, and I didn't listen to myself and didn't buy in when ordinals back in the bear market was at like $2, right? And I was like, I'm gonna wait, but I was just looking and I'm watching. I was like, damn, ordinals at the time was under $100 million. It had just dropped 6 months prior. It was a bear market. It was a bad time. They had dropped down like crazy, and I was like, man, there's so much potential. There's not a lot of project built on the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? Bitcoin likes to just be Bitcoin, and I don't blame it. A lot of Bitcoin maxis were pissed off that ordinals came out because they were like, they're gonna congest the network, which they technically did. If you guys know anything about that, when they first came out, Bitcoin wasn't necessarily ready for what ordinals was going to be bringing, onto the ecosystem, but since then has, smoothed out a lot. But I think long term, ordinals is going to be a big project, and they technically were. If you really look at ordinals, it was trading. This was back, like I said, this is in 2023. This thing was trading. I'm zoomed in at the day, but if I actually, I'm not even going to do it, but if I zoomed in, I was looking at ordinals when it was at like $2-3, right? Well, you guys can see when we started running, ordinals ran all the way up to almost $100. That was a 50 freaking X on ordinals right there that I missed out on. Super pissed, right? So now that ordinals has come down, hasn't got to, but it's getting to some of these levels that I am watching to accumulate. So for me personally, I'm going to start buying in. Now remember, this is my own opinion, not financial advice. This is what I'm doing, right? I tell you guys, I like to be transparent, especially during the bear markets. Not that we're in one right now, but when we're in these brief bearish kind of spaces that we're in, we're technically in a bull market, but we're in a bearish kind of spot in a bull market, which happened in 2021, right? Taking advantage of it. So what I'm looking for is if we are going to break below the 786, which is basically $25 or less on ordinals, I'm going to start accumulating ordinals as well. So that's going to be 2 plays that I'm throwing out right now. Now the rest of the plays that we do have, we're going to be covering it on the members only stream this weekend. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you guys slap that join button, become a member of the squad. Obviously you're going to get some exclusive emojis, right? Your name's going to be green, but on top of that, you guys can we're going to be in the members only stream with the content, obviously giving out the sauce on some solid plays that I'm not really speaking of as of right now, right? So make sure you guys hit it. And also, I actually was thinking that it's been a little while. We probably will end up doing another airdrop for NFK here in the next few weeks. So I'm just sounding the alarm. We're going to be doing an airdrop probably in the next few weeks, obviously to all our members. So make sure you guys join. It's only $5, and you basically, during the airdrop, you get the $5 pretty much right back. And you know what, from previous airdrops that we've had, if you held on and you didn't sell right when you got the airdrop, you a couple times it is 10x'd to where people were able to catch the top and sell. You know what, the first airdrop we gave out was $15, right? And it was down when we were down where we're at right now. Bro, if you held on to it, it was up to $75 just that one airdrop. That's a freaking whole year of memberships right there for free. So Troy, you going through it again, he says there's no join button, or am I blind? I think we covered this, Troy. You're gonna have to get on a computer, right? Or I think if you click out of the YouTube app, because I'm sure if you're on your phone or whatever, you're on your YouTube app. If you just go to your browser, right, where you just look up like you Google stuff, if you go onto your browser and go into YouTube, I think if you go in through that route and you pull up CryptoFuds, my page on YouTube, I think you might be able to find the join button, or it might pop up and ask you if you want to be a member on the channel. So like I said, $5, it's relatively cheap, and every weekend we always have a members only stream on you name it. But the goal is to make you a better trader. I don't care if you think you're the best trader now, there might be something that you can get off of it. And plus, you freaking get some emojis. You can spam the damn chat with some cool emojis, right? Let me drop some emojis on you. Let's see here. After this this dip, this is what I'm going to be doing. After this dip, that's going to be me just sitting there. Looks like BONK is up. today. Let's see. I mean, it is technically up, but I mean, obviously you can see BONK is, I mean, it's up for today, but it's still been beat down to hell. What is where's our beloved Milady? Where's she at? Whew, Milady dropped down to 82 last night, bro. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if you would have caught the bottom. How much has she retraced? 22%. That was a nice little buy right there. 22% she dropped from the far bottom to where we're at right now. That's not bad at all. I always tell you guys, and let's pull up the market cap for Milady. I always tell you guys, for Milady particularly, you're gonna get dramatic moves from her only because her market cap is so small right now. The market cap is at $73 million, right? So, I mean, we're getting back down to some of these levels where it's just like, it's a no-brainer. You can buy in and you know this thing is going to eventually just move up. It's like the question is how much is it going to move up is really what it is. PEPE's down 5%. Nothing too crazy. Some of these memes are holding pretty well because obviously their market caps are so freaking high. Jasmy. Look at freaking Jasmy, dude. Now, you guys know I'm bullish on Jasmy, and Jasmy's getting to some of these levels where I'm even myself, I'm like, oof. You know, like I definitely want to get a big bag of Jasmy, right? Right now, Jasmy's sitting at 2.1. She did drop down and bounced beautifully on the 618 right here. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, guys. Look at this the 618 off the fib retracement. And if you guys are interested in learning how to do fib retracements, this is what I'm saying. Hit that join button. This is what we go over in the members only stream. It bounced right off the 618 right here. You can see beautifully at the 1930. That was a great year. 1930, right? Remember it very vaguely, but I do remember 1930. That was a good year. It was a good year, guys. It really was. But let's get back to crypto here. 1930 is where it bounced, and you can see it. I mean, it's retraced somewhat, but nothing too crazy. So this is another project, 10% retracement, still down like crazy. This is another project that you guys know I'm very bullish on. And if Jasmy does give me some opportunity where she drops down to, like, you know, down to the abyss down here, anything below this 200A, I'm going to be picking up a big bag. Where's Craig at? Craig's always in here flaunting his bag of Jasmy. He's dipped. You notice how a lot of people are not around right now during the dip. And it's because some people, and I'm not calling anybody out. Craig, I'm not calling you out because I know you're probably watching this later. I'm just saying a lot of people cannot emotionally take these dips. They just can't take it, right? They'll usually just like last night, you know how many people panic sold, and now they're coming back and they're like, oh crap, like they sold at the bottom, right? You never can catch the bottom when you're buying, but you better believe when you sell, you're going to catch that bottom, right? So they sold off probably near the bottom, and now we're starting to retrace, which I'm not saying that we're heading up like crazy, but it's just you see that, and a lot of these people, they emotionally cannot take it. They sell off. They stop watching YouTube, crypto YouTubes, you know, and they basically stop looking at the charts, and they come back in a month or two, and we've retraced way back, and they're buying right back in, double the price, right? And they're sitting here, they're like, these are the people that are just like, God, why am I always in the red or that? And it's because they're emotional. They're emotional. I was trying to look at my hat, the bill back here. It's got an American flag. I love this hat. Owen's in the house. What's going on? Said, hey, Crip, how long is long-term hold for you and how short is short-term hold? That's a good question, bro. You know, it varies. It really does vary. As far as like long term and short term, I mean, obviously long term usually means like right now this dip I'm buying it on ICP. Long term could mean basically whenever I feel that I'm in the profits, you know, that I'm secure on taking profits, right? That can be a month from now, that can be a year from now, right? So I don't want to put a time frame. That's something also that I hear a lot of people, they're like, oh, 2025, I'm not selling to 2025. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, well, what if we run up and in 2024 in September, you know, I'm just throwing this out, like, you know, we run up and then we run back down. So you're going to sell at a loss in 2025. So you're sticking to the date instead of the price, right? So long term, what I mean is like I'm buying in, I believe in the project. So I don't care if it's a month from now or if it's a year from now. I have long-term goals on my profits that I want to get from some of these projects. If I say short-term, it usually means short-term. I'm just buying in on profits, and I'm looking for, you know, short-term profits, right? So I mean, again, it could take a few weeks to take a month or two. A lot of times though, I'm really not trying to sit on, if I say I'm short-term on a project or I'm buying in short-term, I'm not trying to sit on these projects for a year. If I have to, I won't be happy about it, right? And sometimes I will kind of figure out how I can reposition myself as far as getting out of that project with minimizing the loss, you know. But short term, long term, I don't want to stamp a time frame. It just means that, like, to me, it just means it could be anywhere from a few weeks or it could be a year down the road, you know, depending on when we get to some of those some of the spots that I'm looking for as far as where I want to take profits. So that was a good question, bro. Khalil said, I'm happy as hell for this dip. Hell yeah, bro. That's how you got to do it, bro. That's how you got to do it. That's why I always tell you guys, just be prepared so you can take advantage of these dips. So you can take advantage of these dips. Now, I am in the red on a couple positions, right? That I, you know, long term holding on to. You know, trust me. I was looking at them last night. I was like, oh, I was like, damn. I was like, if I wouldn't have bought in, you know, 2 months ago and bought in now, it's like, oof, I could have had double or whatever the case is. But, you know, it is what it is. So going back to long term, short term, that's what I'm saying. It's long term. I'm just going to hold on to a lot of these positions that I'm especially in the red on right now, because I know eventually down the road, patience will play itself out and I will be in the green, and, you know, I'll be able to decide when I want to sell off, you know, as far as that. So yeah, Lark Davis, he's old said Lark Davis talked about ordinals quite a bit, bro. If you're bullish on Bitcoin and you're not a Bitcoin maxi, look into ordinals. I'm telling you guys, ordinals is going to probably be up at like a few $100 in the thick of the bull run, is what I think. It already basically almost broke that $100 mark, coming from $2. It almost broke that $100 mark, right? So now that it's coming back down, it's going to run with Bitcoin. So if you believe that Bitcoin is going to get to some of these levels that we talk about, $100,000, $200,000, right? Then you better believe that ordinals is going to be right there with it, not at the same price, right? But it's going to get up there as far as movement. And another thing too that I want to point out about ordinals, thank you for reminding me. And what's going on? Skittles is a member. What's going on, bro? Thank you for joining the membership, bro. What I wanted to talk about with ordinals is look at the circulating supply. Circulating supply is at 21 million, right? And it's in 100% in circulating supply. Max supply, 21 million. Total supply, 21 million. They're not adding any more, and it's only at 21 million supply, bro. With crypto, that's a very, very low supply. The market cap is at $500 million. It is low. So that's what I'm saying, is getting to these levels, and I'm not going to get greedy. If we break below that level that I was telling you guys about, we'll pull it back up. But that level that I'm talking about, the 786, which we're not far from, the 2540 Even if we get just near that, if we just touch 25.90, I'm going to start buying in. Put it like that. I'm going to start buying in. So I'm having patience. And like I said, for me personally, I'm just going to be buying small increments in, right? I want to go balls to the walls and just start buying like crazy. But at the same time, what if, we see next week the German government is just unloading again, right? Or offloading again. They still have a big bag that they don't know what they're doing with it as far as how they're selling and stuff like that. So we could still see more pain in the market temporarily, right? I think it's a good thing, honestly. I think it's a good thing for crypto because we're getting some good prices. I think a lot of people are a lot of the people that are able to are taking advantage of these dips, and I think this is going to be a catalyst for us to really have an epic rebound and really get us out of that funk that we were in. Even before this dip, we were kind of in a funk where we were, if you guys remember, a few like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, we would run up and hit our head at 70K and then get rejected and kind of sit around that area of 65, 69, right? 69, 70, and then come back down. Now I feel like we're now that we broke out of those levels, even though it was towards the downside, we're able to get in. We're able to get in on some of these projects, and then the rebound I think is going to be epic whenever the German government freaking figures out what they're doing and either holds or stops selling, right? I personally, if you were to ask me, I want them to freaking dump. I want them to dump. I think that would be great. I heard a YouTuber this morning. I forgot his name. I've been watching it. He's over across the seas. So he every time I'm at the gym and I do whenever I'm on the Stairmaster set of music, I like to listen to what other YouTubers are saying, right? I like to pick their brains and see what their views are, right? I always tell you guys, don't get knowledge just from one person. You want to get it from across the board and kind of, because people look at charts differently, right? And I forgot what this guy's name is. I'm gonna shout him out maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna like remember what his YouTube is. He's a big YouTuber. I think he has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, right? But he was saying earlier, he's like, man, I hope that the German government just dumps. He's like, because I think that would be the best scenario, because the price will come down like crazy. But you imagine that freaking V-shaped recovery that we'll get. Imagine if Bitcoin does dump down to 35K, 40K. You're going to see ordinals come down to freaking $15. You're going to see Solana drop down to $70. Who's not going to want to buy that, right? Because nothing's wrong with crypto. This is all because of an isolated event from the German government that seized billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, right? So it's not like something's wrong with crypto or crypto's under attack. It's just something that we're going through. If we can take advantage of it, I think it's going to be something very good. I think it's going to be something very good. So, like I said, I'm agreeing with this YouTuber when he said, I hope that they just dump, right? So it can be kind of like just a quick blow. No diddy to that. We see a massive drop, and then the V-shaped recovery just comes out of nowhere, and we're just running back up again. And Bitcoin and all the crypto can kind of get back into that bullish mood, that bullish kind of environment that we love to be in, right? So, now, how do I pronounce, hold on. Skittles? Is that what I know? I see you every day on the channel, bro. I know you're in the Discord as well. Your family. Let's see here. Bullish just grabbed the the members only. There we go. Hell yeah, bro. My boy just gifted somebody a membership. Remember, guys, I'm gonna generate a date. We're gonna do another airdrop down the road for the members. So there you go, Bullish. That's what I like to see. There you go. I like to see that, bro. He immediately said thank you to Skittles. Thank you so much for that, bro. Bullish said he's filling his bags, and my boy just got a free membership. Pronounce Skittles. All right, right? Wait. I don't know. I'm just going to call you Skit, bro. I'm going to call you Skit because I feel like I'm not pronouncing it correctly. But hell yeah, bro. That's a nice little move right there. We appreciate that. But yeah, guys, like I said, don't be worried. Try not, if you can, just be strong out there. Be strong out there. Don't let them push you out of your bags. Do I need to pull up the Bitcoin chart from 2021 again? Because I'll do it. I swear I'll do it. Don't make me. Now, but we always cover it. We've gone through this with Bitcoin. We've gone through this with the cryptocurrency, with the whole crypto market. I hate saying cryptocurrency. The whole crypto market back in 2021, we've seen these kind of dips in the middle of a bull run, right? Don't be those people that are going to get scared and shook out of their bags. Don't do it. Unless you're repositioning yourself, which should have been done probably, I know it's hindsight 2020. It should have been done 2 weeks ago, right? Right now, I don't think that if you hadn't, already, maybe sold off and now you're trying to buy back in, I would be cautious trying to make that move now, because now you don't know. We're kind of in a crossroad. Are they going to keep selling off as far as the German government, or they could pause for a while and the markets could easily start retracing, and then you're stuck having to buy back in at 20 or 30, 40%, increase price-wise, and maybe you're using the same liquidity. Now you're going to be 30% down on your position. So let's see here. Bullish said this community is amazing. I appreciate that, bro. Owen said, I hope this dip can still go a month or two so we can lower our average our average more by buying these dips. I mean, that's exactly what obviously we would like to see, right? I mean, things don't always work out the way we plan it, but we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, that would be obviously ideal for a lot of us. It's gonna really, it's like I said, it's like two mixed breeds. You have some of us that are just happy as hell, right? Happy as hell that we're able to just grab these dips, reposition. I'm buying back. You guys can see I'm looking at projects that I felt like I did miss out on back in the bear run the bear market that we had 2 years ago, right? So I'm happy about it. But then you have other people that are looking at their portfolio and they're scared shitless because this is their first time around, right? There might be other people that are out there in the YouTube space that are possibly spooking the shit out of people, right? So with that being said, I've been there, dude. I've been there. Trust me, I remember being a newbie in the crypto space back in 2020 and going through some of these dips. We've covered it plenty of times, and I was just like, going through it where I was like literally like right there, like, am I selling? This is it right here. Like, what am I going to do? Am I just going to take the loss? And I fought through it, and I just kept buying and buying and buying, and it paid out in the long run, right? Obviously not financial advice, but I'm just, this is what I did, this is what I do, and this is what I'm going to continue to do. So Miex said, I just jumped back in Milady when the dip last night. Now I rock with the fam again. There we go, bro. That was that's an epic that was an epic move right there, because Milady dropped down to the freaking abyss, bro. Milady dropped down like she was, I mean, at a certain point, bro, she had dropped down to 80 to 82, right? And we had just mapped this out. If you caught that bottom just from where you're at right now, that's a freaking 22% gain off of just right now, right? Now, I'm sure you didn't catch the exact bottom, but shit, somewhere near there. Bro, all I hear in the background is thunder in Florida, bro. It is so hot. I know it's hot everywhere. It is so freaking hot that like the thunderstorms are like mini hurricanes that are coming through here like every freaking day. Bro, who shot off fireworks last night in the States? I got my hands on freaking commercial grade fireworks. I'm not even kidding you guys. I got my hands on them last night. I had to pay a hefty price, but I hosted the best freaking fireworks show at the house last night. It was epic. I wish I would have bought more, right? Because you know how fireworks are. You think you have a lot, and then you're like 20 minutes into it, you're running out. You're like, shit. I'm like trying to stretch it out. I'm like, how's everybody doing? You guys all right? They're all like, shoot some more fireworks off. I'm like, well, hold on. They're let's do this. How's everything going? Did you guys see that debate the other day? I'm like trying to they're like, bro, shoot the damn fireworks off. I'm like, all right. Oh man. So next year, I got a couple people that are like, bro, I'm gonna throw down, because it was just me that got them all. So they're like, bro, I'm gonna throw down. I was like, all right, we're gonna do an epic show next year. So Tim's in the house. What's going on? Manny, what's going on, guys? What is going on, guys? Make sure you guys, anybody that's just jumping in, make sure you guys slap those likes. We got like 30 people here and 19 likes. What is going on here? The other 10 people, you just don't like it? Look at the background. We're in space right now. Look at that, bro. We're in space right now. I was going to do some futuristic thing where I was like sitting in a mansion, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I was like, let's just keep it spacey, right? Because that's where we're heading. Heading to the moon. We're heading to the moon. Solana's not looking bad, guys. And I knew, last night I was watching Solana and I was like, I didn't eat the dip, because if you notice, well, yes, she did actually drop down to 120. She did drop down to 120. I'm a little upset that I didn't buy in now that I'm thinking about it. But Solana, honestly, you could see she's just bouncing back so quick because we still have, a lot of talk about a Solana ETF. I heard I Am George last night. This morning, I caught the tail end of it. He was streaming and he said something about BlackRock filing for ETF for Solana. I didn't think that he didn't say for sure that it happened, but I heard the last bit of it, him saying that if this was correct, that Solana was going to freaking go crazy. And I mean, bro, guys, just imagine we have NFK. NFK is our native token on the channel, right? No FUD Koala trading on Solana, right? Right now we're at like $100,000 market cap. If and when Solana gets the ETF, guys, you better believe that our project is going to run like crazy. And I think a lot of big projects on Solana are going to get the tailwind of Solana itself just going crazy. The amount of volume, the amount of money that's going to be coming in to the space for Solana. So definitely nothing but a good thing. And this is what we planned for. What I planned for when I created the token, what it's been like 4 months now, was that I had the choice to build off the Cronos network, off the Solana network. I really wasn't going to do Ethereum, right? Because the fees are just too expensive. But, just looking at everything, I was like, you know what? Solana is the one that I want. And I don't backtrack whatsoever. If I really was to look, again, Solana still would be my number one choice, but I think secondary, if I was looking for some other exchanges and I couldn't be on Solana, I think I would have picked Base. I think I would have picked Base, because Base seems to be a up and coming, big DeFi space. Obviously, this is on Coinbase. This is their DeFi, so I would have probably looked at Base because Brett has done nothing but amazing, on Base. So let me see. That just brings me up ZK. I know Gina. I don't know if Gina's in here because I know it's a little early, but she was asking about ZK, and I was telling her to hold off. Look, ZK dropped down to 12 cents. This is a newer ecosystem that just dropped recently. Right here down to about 13 cents. So not looking bad, honestly, in my opinion. It came up, and actually it's been hitting its head on a spot that we had as some support. So another project that I will definitely keep an eye on if you guys are looking for maybe some new hidden DeFi gems. This is ZK Sync is its native token on the whole ecosystem, right? So, and it looks like it is a layer 2, right? I believe this is a layer 2 on Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Pancake Swap. It's definitely a layer 2 on Ethereum. Let's look at the DeFi real quick, the 24-hour volume. So 24-hour volume for DeFi, 1.8 billion for Solana. Ethereum's at $2.7 billion. Mug, what's going on with Mog? Mog's, we're going to pull that up here in a second. Binance, $8 freaking billion. Binance has been assassinating the DeFi. Arbitrum's been doing really well too at 742. Base is at 670. DeFi right now is doing really well. What's TON at? Almost 100 million, not too bad. TON's up and coming. Let's pull up MOG coin real quick, because MOG was running for a while. Let's see if it still is. I always forget which MOG. It's definitely not this. Nope. Which one is it? Lost my chart, guys. And for whatever reason, TradingView is not letting me save. There it is. It's not letting me save anymore on my save list. So let's see here. So MOG was coming off of all-time highs recently, right? So this is an Ethereum-based meme coin. Was coming off of all-time highs. You guys can see this thing has come. It came down, obviously, with the whole market bouncing at around the 0.5. And since then, it is like every other project, kind of seeing some kind of a, trying to see some kind of a V-shaped recovery. Now, one thing that I am thinking about right now, not with just MOG, but with everything, this thing bounced. It's up 27%. That's nice. That's bigger than that's more gains than Milady, technically. A couple things that I do want to bring up, guys, is that it's Friday, right? So the markets are going to be closing in the next hour, guys. So we could see some kind of a a little bit of a retracement towards the downside as the markets close. So that's another thing too that we could be witnessing here coming up, because you can see Bitcoin was we did run up to about 57,000. It did technically get rejected right at that, but the level that I'm watching is this 56.6, and you can see we're starting to hit our head on it. Remember when we first started the stream, we were above and it looked like we had found some support. I didn't say technically it was supporting above that level, but it had one candle that had bounced. Well, it did since then break below, and you can see right now it looks like it's hitting its head on that level now, usually indicating that we might see somewhat of a downward move. Now, I don't know if we're going to see a big sell-off, right, as long as the German government isn't going crazy, right? I don't think we're going to see a big sell-off, but we could see some kind of a, where we hang in between these two levels at around 55,000 and 56.6, somewhere around these levels for the weekend, right? So we'll have to see how this plays out for this weekend as far as with the markets, but by no means are we out of the woods or anything like that. And I still do think, if you were to ask me, I'm being very cautious with dollar cost averaging in, because I do think that we still could see the German government continuing to sell off. So got to be very, very cautious with all that. Very, very cautious with all that, guys. But it's Friday, right? It's Friday. That's always a good thing. This is the hourly, looking at the bubbles, just seeing what the hell is going on. Seeing what the hell is going on. Nothing too much. Everything's kind of sitting around the same, 1 or 2% either up or down. Obviously, we already checked the daily. Technically, Solana's up. You guys see this? Technically, Solana is up 6% for the day. That's awesome. Still hitting its head at the 200-day moving average, though. So we'll have to see how this weekend brings. We'll see what it brings. Miro broke below 10 cents. Broke down to 8.5 cents. Not too bad there. That's another little sleeper that I think's a solid project as far as for meme coins. Stock market's doing good. DXY is technically down today. So I'm telling you guys, once we get past this whole government, this German government stuff, we're going to be running. We're going to be running, guys. So just be safe out there. Take advantage of the dips. Hold strong. We're going to be good. right? Overcome saying he's wrecked. We'll be good, bro. Trust me. We're going to be fine, bro. Take advantage of the dips. Amor said, as long as Milady doesn't get back to last summer's numbers, then I'm okay. You know, Amor, and I don't honestly, that was a bear market, dude. That was a bear market. I really don't think that we're going to be, we're going to get anywhere near those levels. Amor's talking about levels that we were in the bear market, right? And we'll zoom out just to give you guys a refresher of how bad it was during the bear market. So you guys can see we're all the way up here, right? Bear market, we were down here. We were down here very low. Right now, it's hard to see. You see this dotted line right here? This is the price that we're at right now. This was the bear market. This is where we're at right now. Right here, right up here. So if you were to map it out from where we're at right now, just to the top of the bear market, you're talking about a 50% drop. Technically, it would be a lot worse, though. It would be a lot worse. So I don't see us getting to those levels, dude. But damn it, Amor, if we do, bro, I'm gonna try to run to like that half a trilly for Milady if we do something like that, bro. Overcome said he bought Milady, and then he also said no bad news, even close to let me see here, freaking emojis in the way. Yeah, so he's saying, well, yeah, because all that was during the FTX collapse, on top of the bear market, on top of a lot of Celsius and you name it. We saw so many things going on at once during that bear market. You know, that's why I'm saying I don't necessarily think that we're going to get anywhere near those levels, right? Troy said, buy while everything's on sale, especially if it's NFK, right? I'm sure you were talking about NFK, not AFK. NFK. Not doing bad, guys. The last 3 people that have not hit the like, make sure you guys slap those likes, all right? I know who you are. I have a list right here. YouTube gives me the list. It says this person has not hit the like button. You didn't know we had those features, did you? I know exactly who it is. I see you back there. They're like, the hell? All right, guys. Well, listen. I'm going to let you guys continue your day. It's Friday. Keep your heads up. We're going to be perfectly fine. I have no worries, guys. If anything, this just brings joy to me that I'm able to buy in on some of these projects. We will have our members-only stream this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Sunday. I definitely will let you guys know. We will be for sure streaming tomorrow on our normal stream. It will be earlier in the day, probably like we did today, somewhere around midday. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys can get those alerts whenever we do go live. Other than that, let's see here. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Again, like I said, I can't stress it enough. Keep your heads up, guys. Don't let them get you out of your bags, right? Don't let them get you out of your bags. We're going to be perfectly fine. We'll cover this. I'm right here with you guys. We're going to be good, all right? Other than that, if you need anything, if you are in the Discord, hit me up. If you need a Discord invite to get in, I'm sending them out. Just give me a comment in one of the videos. Doesn't matter, even if it's an old video. Just send a comment. Say, hey, Crip, can you send me an invite? And I'll open the gates, because right now we have them technically closed due to keeping the community safe with a lot of just, you know how freaking Telegram and Discord is. If you can get these people, these random people coming in, and they're just freaking, they don't have good intentions, right? So other than that, guys, again, thank you so much. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're going to have an airdrop coming in the next few weeks, so make sure you guys consider joining the membership, and you guys can actually join our will be your first members only stream, right? If you join this weekend. So thank you. I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right, guys?